Top congressional Republicans are starting to admit what they inevitably have to admit, whether they like it or not. But a number of them, oh no, we're not going to let go because we can raise money with this. And that strategy came to shape in a Senate Republican-led kind of hearing today, if you saw it, about election irregularities, which feature claims that the Christian fascists and the Orange Apes campaign have failed to prove even an iota of these ridiculous claims, especially in a manner widespread enough to overturn Trump's loss. I mean, that has as much chance of happening as Ice Cube in hell. But it's a great way to raise money. And that's exactly what they're doing. So the message from Senate Republicans seemed to be, okay, Biden won, but here are reasons we should still maybe doubt it. You think, huh? Possibly send me a check because I'm fighting to keep the Chinese communists out of the United States. Ron Johnson, that prick from Wisconsin, a senator? Republican, Christian fascist. He's not a Republican. But he is the chair of the Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee. He's the one who called this hearing, this congressional hearing. But he said on Monday about Biden winning, he said, quote, "I don't have any doubt about that, but there was fraud in this election." You dumb son of a bitch. What is, I'm not going to say it again, what is with these people? But it's a bullshit argument. There's no proof, of course. But these are Christian fascists. They don't need proof. All they need is faith. But it's an argument that allows the person hearing it to make whatever they want out of the argument because there's no facts there. You can't listen to these Christians and say to yourself, oh, okay, well, I don't quite believe that, but they've said that and they have facts to back it up. I better check it out. No, that's not how this works. Remember, these are Christians. They're Christian fascists as far as their political bent is concerned, but they're first and always Christians, which gives them the right to lie their asses off. They don't have to tell the truth because they're working not for the United States Constitution. Oh, hell no. They're working to establish God's empire on earth. So they have a right to lie, cheat, steal, and murder if they're doing it in the name of their fucked up God. Did I just say it again? I'm sorry. Who doesn't exist? So, the Christian fascists continue their bullshit, and a listener tries to make either some sense of it or to walk away quickly because they know that the person that's saying this shit is within the spectrum of broad-based nuttery, just completely crazy. So Senator Johnson, Ron Johnson, Wisconsin, what is with you people in Wisconsin? How could you have elected this Nazi fuck Ron Johnson? How did you do that? But Johnson did several Trump lawyers, and boy, do I use that term lawyer loosely. These scum who had lost every case they brought in court in all sorts of different states and the Supreme Court. He invited them to restate the claims that the court said, get out of here with that bullshit. and including not just what they said in court, but including their actual fraud claims that people voted twice, that dead people voted, that poll workers weren't allowed to watch. All this horse shit that videotape shows, that last one, is utter nonsense. As far as dead people voting, well, that would be your Christian fascists, you moron, and they voted for the pig in the White House. If any of that was true, dead people voted. Zombies. The zombie apocalypse is here. Well, that's what your religion is based on. Zombies. So what difference does it make to you people, right? And according to the Post, one of the lawyers for the Orange Bastards campaign who testified this morning had his lawsuit thrown out by a Nevada judge who examined the claims made in the filing and decided that the campaign, for all the lies, deceptions, innuendo, stacks of horse shit, QAnon and Proud Pricks conspiracy theories, all of it put together in a legal brief, quote, did not prove under any standard of proof, that illegal votes were cast or counted, end quote. Get out of here. Get out of my courtroom. And the judge in this case, in Nevada, as a lot of these judges have, also just gave red ass to the witness statements that the Trump campaign submitted about potential fraud. And the red ass was statements from the court as this: self-serving statements of little or no evidentiary value. In other words, useless. But Lynn Wood, being the psychotic freak he is, and that Sydney person, oh my God, she looks like Nurse Ratched in drag, doesn't she? She does. But people like Lynn Wood and Sydney, whatever her name is, and of course, Bat Boy Giuliani. Is he still alive? The virus didn't get him yet? Damn. But these people, these so-called lawyers, useless pigs. A shame. Why they're not disbarred, I have no idea. They take an oath. They take an oath as officers of the court. There are certain things that they must do and a whole list of things they better fucking not do. But Lynn Wood and Sydney the creep and Bat Boy Giuliani, they don't pay any attention to that shit. Why should they? They belong to an organization that doesn't even pay attention to congressional subpoenas. So why should they pay attention to something as ridiculously stupid and insignificant as the oath they take when they get their law degree? There's no reason for it. But the Senate Republicans, the Christian fascists most notably, in this hearing this morning, were willing to use the fact that those statements exist from these bullshit liars to say that something must be wrong if people were willing to make those statements in court. Well, there must be fire where there's smoke. Yeah, there is, you dumb son of a bitches, and it's going to consume you. Now, these Senate Republicans, these cowardly little pricks who didn't go as far as Trump and straight up saying that the election was stolen. Although every time Trump made the claim that it was straight up stolen, these cowardly Republicans sat there with their thumbs in their mouths and didn't say a word. Nothing. Stand up for the Constitution, you scummy bastards. You don't have it in you to stand up for the Constitution when obviously an American version of the bloated Benito Mussolini is trying to consolidate power, and you won't say a word? How fucking dare you try to claim that you're a senator? But I guess you will be as long as the brain-dead people who put you there continue to put you there again, huh? Jesus. So they didn't go as far as Trump in saying that the election was stolen, but they were willing to come up with questions this morning, if you saw any of this, of whether there was fraud deeper into the political conversation, which, as the Post points out, that allows the questions to easily be conflated with the false claims of a president who has systematically tried to undermine the democratic process at every turn. Senator Rick Scott, who himself should have gone to prison a long time ago for the fraud that his company committed, Medicare fraud, vast Medicare fraud, before he became the governor of Florida and then now senator. But he said, upholding this bullshit hearing this morning, quote, "I think it's the right thing to do to get people to feel comfortable that elections are free and fair. And if this one wasn't, the next one will be." You prick. You shiny-headed asshole, you. Are you kidding me? You who belongs in jail, charged with probably hundreds of felonies, but there you are as a senator, another one of you scumsuckers. And Rand Paul, Rand Paul, the Republican bedmate from Kentucky, senator along with Mitch McConnell. How could the state of Kentucky, given Louisville and Lexington, how could they have put two half-witted jackasses like these two into the United States Senate? It's beyond me. Of course, I can ask the same thing about the senators from Georgia, although I've got a little wiggle room because Kelly Loeffler was never elected to anything. That bitch couldn't get elected dog catcher. She was appointed. But Rand Paul says, with no evidence, he doesn't need evidence. He's a Christian too. He said, fraud happened. The election in many ways was stolen. See, proof is no longer necessary. And you know why? Because truth to these pigs has become totally irrelevant. If there's no such thing as truth that can be objectively identified as such, then what the hell do you need proof for? I mean, proof is just there to back up truth or to prove a statement false. But when there is no truth in anything said by these people, what the hell do you need proof for? And vice versa. This is what the Christian fascists bank on, depend on, and this is a message that they are slowly injecting into every artery of the body politic in this country. God damn. And then another useless piece of waste, Josh Hawley, Republican senator from Missouri, even tried at the hearing this morning, to use the fact that a majority of Republican voters believed the election was rigged as proof that it might have been. Oh my God. But you know what Josh Hawley said? Quote, "Yesterday I was talking from the state of Missouri with some of the constituents back at home, a group of about 30 people, and every one of them told me that they felt they had been disenfranchised, that their votes didn't matter, that the election had been rigged. These are normal, reasonable people. These are not crazy people." What? These 30, I'm sure they don't exist, except in Josh Hawley's brain-addled mind or drug, I don't know. I think Hawley is an alcoholic, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I wonder how many of these 30 people that he claims exist, these shadows, 30 of them from, back home, the constituent thingy. I wonder how many of those people actually voted. I bet you it was less than half. No, let me change it. I think the 30 people, and I have proof of this, I don't have to show it to you, but I have it. Of the 30 people Josh Hawley is quoting, 3 of them voted. The other 27 said, fuck it. I know this as a fact. And since I know it, you have to believe me. God, that's easy. Woo, that's easy. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.